Gary Hanna visited the former Top Gear stars' respective pubs to compare two three-course meals, and he ultimately named one of them the winner. A food critic has compared two three-course meals from Jeremy Clarkson and James May's pubs and named one the winner. Gary Hanna, who runs the popular Gary Eats YouTube channel, decided to put the food in the former Top Gear stars' two respective pubs through their paces to ultimately crown one champion. Gary, who revealed that he'd visited both pubs previously and even featured them in his book, dubbed the Petrolheads superstars, as he started his mission outside May's establishment, the Royal Oak in Swallowcliffe, Wiltshire. He explained that he would mark each pub out of 50, with each category, ambience, service, starter, main and dessert, marked out of 10, jokingly adding that fellow Grand Tour star Richard Hammond has also got to buy a pub. Tucking into a pint of local bitter, Gary noted, for the purposes of fairness, that he would try to sample very similar dishes in the two pubs, ordering pork, venison and pistachio terrine for £9.50 and Flatiron steak for £28. He commended the stunning pub and how the service had been up there prior to the arrival of his terrine. When he sampled the food, Gary noted the venison's punchy flavor and the rich and creamy celeriac, describing the dish as bang on. Moving on to the steak, Gary expressed his surprise at its thickness before trying the light onion rings. He was so impressed that he dubbed the ring one of the best he'd ever had. Gary seemed to enjoy the pub steak offering, claiming the restaurant chain of the same name, Flatiron, doesn't produce steak that classy. He went on to call the sauce absolutely gorgeous. Finally, he enjoyed a healthy portion of sticky toffee pudding and ice cream for £9, noting the incredibly light sponge and lovely flavor, but described the sauce as a touch too sweet. Gary then visited Clarkson's eatery, the Farmer's Dog, near Burford, Oxfordshire, and Gary was quick to spot that the establishment was busy as he perused the menu. Similar to his previous starter, Gary went for the ham hock terrine for £12 and then selected the gammon steak with crushed new potatoes and roasted vegetables for his main meal for £22. He described the pub as having a more modern feel compared to the traditional features of the Royal Oak, but noted that he liked both sites prior to the arrival of his food and a pint of Hawkstone Harvest. Sampling his terrine, he dubbed it very nice and an excellent portion, adding that, as far as starters go, it was pretty good. Next up was the gammon, and it was certainly not a small piece. Gary described his meat as the perfect piece, commenting on the lovely saltiness, and that it was super tender. Finally, he ordered an apple crumble for £12, dubbing it really good, and calling the apple the star of the show. Summing up, Gary gave May a score of 9 and Clarkson an 8.5 for the starters. Moving on to the mains, he gave them both 9.5, but suggested Clarkson won regardless, and for the desserts, 8.5 for May and 9 for Clarkson. He then addressed the ambience, noting that he felt part of the family in May's pub, giving him a perfect 10 out of 10, and Clarkson a 9, before assigning them both a 10 for service. In total, Clarkson scored 46 out of a possible 50, but it was May who ultimately won the day by just a single point with 47.